Hey everyone, Keith Valentine here from the Pickleball Pirates. I'm going to be doing a consolidated review. It is just not possible for me to keep up with all these paddles that are coming in and do a full review on all the paddles with all the bells and whistles. So what I'm going to try and do is just hit about 8 different models of paddles, and we're going to just roll through them. I've played every single one of these, and thank you for the companies that have sent me these. They did not get any promise of a review, and I am not getting compensated for this. This is just my opinion based on my playing, and I just wanted to get this out for you so you guys didn't have to wait for reviews to be able to make informed decisions on your paddles. So I'm going to cover a bunch of different paddles here, and we're just going to roll through them, and we're just going to be down and dirty with this and make it simple. So the first paddle that I'm going to review here is the new blue cores that are coming out. These are the new ones from Diadem. 9 different models of these paddles, and they are very unique. They have a lot of technology in them. So I'm going to cover the 9 different models. We're going to talk about the differences in them, and we're going to talk about the different swing weights and the ranges of them. So I'm not going to go into the specifics of each model because that would just take too long, but I'm going to give you the ranges of all of them and talk about the Pro, the Standard, and the Max paddle shape. So the Pro and the Standard are going to be coming in the normal Diadem Warrior shape. This is 16.4 by 7.5. The difference is in the Pro is the Pro has a 5.7 inch handle. All of them have a 4 1/8 inch circumference handle, and they all have really good bevels, so they all have the great shape. I always like the handle shape of these Warriors. They're really solid in your hands. All of the 9 models have an 8-ounce weight, except for the 19mm version of each of the different models, and those are 8.5. So let's just start with the Pro version. So the Pro version is the same shape as this. It's got a 14, a 16, and a 19, and they range anywhere from 111 in the swing weight all the way up to 127 in the swing weight. So the Pro line is their hot lineup. That's the one that's going to hit the most and the most power and the most pop off of those paddles. Those are more for the advanced players. Definitely on the power metrics. These paddles for sure are going to be on the top of the power metric and the top of the spin metric, all of them. Whatever the legal limit is, they're going to be right there at the top of the legal limit. None of us have hit these paddles, so we don't have all the metrics, but the models we have right now are testing around 2,000 RPMs in the spin, and the production models will have a little bit better spin quality. They are the roughest texture that they can put on the face material. Whatever the legal limit is, the PB core testing and the spin testing, that's where they're going to be right under the legal limit. The Pro version, they all have the Kevlar carbon fiber mix in the face, and then they have the blue core on the core. And now the big thing about these paddles are $280, and the paddles themselves are going to have a lifetime warranty on the core. They are assuring everyone that there will not be any delamination that happens with these paddles, so they're going to warranty the core. There's not going to be any separation from the face to the paddle core, and they have expanded polypropylene cores. It's a blue core, and you can see in here right in the end, if you can see that, it has a clear butt cap there, and you can see the blue core in it. One modification on this butt cap is removable, so you can tail weight these if you wanted to make the paddle a little faster in your hands. It does lower the hit point a little bit, take a little bit of the power from you. Doesn't really change the swing weight, but it changes the way it plays, makes your hands a little bit faster, and you can put some tail weight in it. With the 8 ounces, right, any of the ones with 8 ounces, you're going to have to add lead tape. One of the knocks on these when they first came out was this edge guard. Now, it's kind of molded with the paddle, so it's all molded with the paddle. They inject this material in it. The material is a little bit soft, like you can press your finger into it. So it feels different than a lot of the paddles out there. Not very stiff on the paddle, but you can tell it's molded because it's got the little seam here. And what I like about this is that it's very flat on the edge. So it almost plays like an edgeless paddle, but it's got the perimeter weight. So very, very stable, very wide sweet spot on most of them. The twist weight on all of these is in the 5s, like 5.5 on the low end, all the way up to close to 7 on the twist weight on these models, like a high 6 on the models there. You can look on their website and you can see the charts. I might be a little bit off on my numbers there, but I really like the performance of these paddles. I really can't wait to hit the rest of the line because I actually really like the 19 millimeters. You can see how thick that is. This is a 14 millimeter, that's a 19 millimeters. You can see how thick these paddles are. But what they've done with the 19 millimeters is they're still doing their Aramid core that they put in between. So it's got this core in the middle, and it's got surrounded by 2 layers of foam on both sides. So what that does for you is just like the original Warrior did, they did sandwich layers polypropylene cores. And when you compress the ball, when you really hit it hard, it would sink into the paddle face, and then it would hit that core, and then it would have a good rebound effect off of that core. So really was surprising with a thicker paddle that you could get as much power as you could with the original Warrior. And I would say that these are no different. The 19 millimeters are really plush feeling. These max versions, so the other thing about this is they call this their max, and that's really the standard shape in most of the paddles that are out there. But you know, Diadem always marches to their own drum, and they are calling this the max. That's what they want to call it. Hey, it's their paddle line. I'm not going to argue with them, but I really think that this is a quality paddle, especially with the lifetime warranty and all the technology they've put into it. They got the foam injected walls, so they got foam injection all the way around here, and they've got the molded edge guard. Very wide and stable paddles. I found that even without adding weight, these paddles didn't twist as much, but the 14 millimeter, you're gonna have to help it out a little bit to stabilize it a little bit, widen that sweet spot, but tons of pop on the Pro. I can't wait to hit all of those models because that's gonna be really up there on the power metric. And once all the YouTubers get out there and once we can measure them, then we can get the real spin metrics and the real power metrics for you. But this line here, super excited about it. You can use our code Pirates10 and you can get 10% off of this, which, you know, takes a little bit of the sting off of a $280 paddle, but with a lifetime warranty, hey, they're going to just replace it. If you have any delamination, any dead spots that happen on the face, they're going to replace it. So really good warranty. They stand by their product, really like what they're doing, and they went all in on this line. There's 9 different models. Go on their website. You can look at their metric chart, and it has all the different swing weights for all the different models, and the standard is going to be more of your all around, all court, really not high on anything, just really mid on all of the power and the spin and the pop, but very solid paddle. You could just pick it up, you feel the quality, really good quality paddle. So that's the Blue Core. You can get it from Diadem's website, use our code. So next I'm gonna work with the Volair. So the Volair has come out with this new Thermoformed. I'm gonna read some of this right now because I don't have a computer near me, so old school, I printed out the stat sheet, so excuse me if I just read some of this stuff. So what they're doing with these is it's got the PET polymer hybrid weave. So it's got the weave here, and you can see the weave going on it, and the way that they've done this polymer with it, with a T700 carbon fiber, and it's got like some polymer weaves that are weaved into it. These paddles have extremely large sweet spots. So they're very, very high on the twist weight, all the models here. So I'm gonna read the hybrid. I don't have the hybrid with me. I can't get it back from one of my testers. He's having too much fun with it. But the hybrid shape is the normal 16 millimeter thickness. It's 8.2 ounces, 16.35 by 7.5, 5.5 inch handle, so good enough for the Tuis. It's got a 4.15 inch circumference on the handle. Really good bevels, really good for the Tui. The hybrid has a 118 swing weight with a 6.58 twist weight, so really good on the twist weight. And that is the hybrid. Next, we're gonna cover the hybrid wide body. So that's the one I have right here. That's the hybrid wide body. So it's got the wide body, very much like the Forza shape. So this is very much like the Forza 2 model that they had there. And it is very, very solid. Lower swing weight. Its swing weight's around 111. Same grip circumference, same handle length, but this is 15.88 by 8.12 inches. And all of these models, just a note, they do have a fiberglass innerlay in here. So they have a fiberglass layer underneath the carbon peel ply up in the front. So these paddles feel really stiff when you get them. So they feel a little bit jarring. So it's not plush when you feel it. Now they do break in a little bit. I've played them a little bit more, so they do relax a little bit, just like a lot of carbon fiber paddles. But the fiberglass does make these a little bit stiffer, but that does give you the higher pop on these. Really good pop, really good spin on these. And I found that plenty of power in these with the fiberglass. It really jumps off the face. What you don't get when you have a fiberglass layer inside there, the ball bounces off of it really fast. So you don't get a ton of dwell dwell time with these paddles. So I would call this more of a striker's paddle. You're gonna hit through the ball. It's not gonna just sink into the face and grab it. It is just gonna impart spin when you hit through it. Very, very stiff with the fiberglass, but very high twist weight on this. This guy has a 7.45 inch twist weight. So with the 111 swing weight, if you add a little bit of lead tape to this bad boy, it's gonna get even higher. It's gonna be over 8, probably with the twist weight, depending on how much weight you add it. Like I usually play mine at like 8.3 ounces. This comes in at 8.1 ounces. So I would add about 0.2 ounces of lead tape on it. And on these, I would probably add this more towards the top here. So basically it'd give it a little bit more power, but then stabilize the twist weight even more to make this paddle just a joy with the twist weight. So we holding it low, holding it lightly, and then, you know, just letting the ball bounce off of it. I had no problems with it, but once again, a little bit stiff in the feel of it. Now, the next one that they have here, this is their long boy. So this is their, what model is this? This is the V1F XLong. So this is a long, skinny paddle. This is gonna have the smallest twist weight out of all their models. Most of the 17-inch paddles, anytime you're doing a 17-inch paddle, the sweet spot gets smaller, right? Because you don't have as much surface area here. This comes in at 8 ounces though. So you can do something with this and add some weight to it, but look at the length of this handle. It's got a 6.5 inch handle. So you can actually do a tui. I don't have very large hands, but I can do a tui without even putting my finger up on the paddle face. So really, really long face paddle. So if you like reach, you like taking the ball out of the kitchen, and you like imparting a ton of spin, this one has more spin than the others because of the way you can whip this across the ball. And this has a swing weight of 130. So very, very powerful paddle. This is going to be up there on the power metrics, you know, high percentile in there, but only has a 5.58 twist weight. So you're going to want to add some lead tape to increase that twist weight. Otherwise, you got to hit it in the sweet spot, because it is, when you hit out here on the edge, the paddle will twist in your hands because it doesn't have a lot of mass out here. The mass is in the link. So powerful reach, great at the net. You can take balls out of the air with it. And that's all the metrics I have for this. But once again, stiff, you know, fiberglass underlay on there makes this a stiffer paddle. It does relax a little bit as we go through there. Now, this last one here is a pretty crazy shape. So if you look at this guy here is what they call the XL wide. So it's a wide version, but it's also the XL with the extra length. So if you look at this, the paddle width is 8.12 inches. The handle length is, once again, 6.5 inches. And the swing weight on this is 115. It still has a 7.03 twist weight. So still high twist weight on this, but it is a small sweet spot. It's almost like holding a training paddle. Not quite as bad, but I found this really fun to play with. Because of the way you can whip this at the net, you can really do some crazy angles, and it's really hard for the people to read your paddle face because it's so small and it's moving so fast. Really good in hands battles. I found that it was super fast up there, but once again, because of the shape here, you don't have a lot of fudge room around here, around the neck. So if you're hitting low down here, you're going to be in trouble. You don't have much mass or much paddle surface to play on down here. So it makes it a little bit harder when you're getting in hands battles, but initiating hand battles, doing spin, doing crazy shots with crazy angles, this paddle was super fun. I found myself I kept taking it out of the bag and playing with it because it was so much fun. But definitely a weird shape because of how long it is. But you can even do the tui on this one without putting your hand up on the face, and it kind of feels uncomfortable putting your hand all the way up there because you got to move your finger way up here to do it. But definitely innovative and a little bit crazy. I can't wait to see these out in the wild, see if anybody really likes this style. But offensively, I found these really good. Defensively, maybe a little bit of a struggle there to play defense with it, but really solid paddle with the twist weight. This whole line, I really like it. You can use our Pirates code. You can get a discount on them. I believe they're retailing around $180. I don't have the site in front of me right now, so don't quote me on that, please. I'm not selling the paddle at all, but you can look on their website. You can get a discount from us. So, all right, next, we're going to talk about the flick. Now, Body Helix has come out with these flick paddles, and the first one I'm going to talk about here is just the flick, and they call it just the flick. It's Flick Gen 3 pickleball paddle. It has a weight of 8.1 ounces. It has blue Kevlar on it. It has a 4.25 circumference handle. Pretty good bevels on this. It does have a padded over grip on it, so you might want to take that grip off if you like a little bit more pronunciation in your bevels. It does soften the edges of the bevel a little bit. Now this is 16.0 by 7.7 inch paddle. The cool thing about what they're doing here is they've got this X core. It's polypropylene honeycomb on this guy, but it has the Gen 3 foam around it. And if you look at the X-ray on this actually has a floating core. So they've got the Gen 3 foam all the way around the edges, and then the polypropylene core sits here in the middle and kind of floats there. So really soft, plush feel on this thing. It really appreciated it, but this is not a power paddle. This is a control paddle. It has good spin. You can tell the paddle feels different. When you hit it, it feels different. It feels soft, it feels plush, but when you step on it a little bit, you can feel it pop off the face. But this isn't the powerful paddle in the lineup. These, I believe, retail at $180, and you can use our code to get a discount on that. But this is the Flick. This one is out. The other ones I'm about to talk about, they're not out yet, and they have the different core here. So let's go on to those guys. So this one here, there's several of them that I don't have because I've got them out with my testers, but this is what they're calling the Thermoformed XC. Let's see if I can find this guy. And this is one of their more powerful paddles. So 16 millimeters. This is what is a Gen 4. They have a proprietary core. They're not telling us what it is. They're getting a patent on it. So it is a foam core. Very similar to the other one. It does have foam all the way around the edges. So it does have the Gen 3 foam around the edges. Does have similar to the floating core. But the foam goes all the way down through the handle here. Into the handle, so through down the paddle face, down into the handle. These paddles feel super plush, but these paddles are rockets. The ones I have right now, these are the sandbox ones. They're selling these sandbox ones for $80 because they came out with these before the PB core testing came out. So they only had a limited amount of them because they were saying, hey, we're going to wait to see what PB core does because we don't want to put all these paddles out and then all of a sudden they're not legal. These paddles are not legal, and they are super spinny and super poppy. Like, these are completely off the charts. These are like the Gen 3s and the Gen 3Ss that they're taking off of the market because they're too powerful with the PB core testing. So this is going to be a 16.5 by 7.5, 5.5 inch handle length. This is a swing weight of 118.3. Let me just double check that, make sure I'm not lying to you. This is, yes, it has the 118 swing weight on it, but with that core, it just rockets off of that core. So the new ones are going to be coming out. They are legal. They are going to be USAP approved, and these are going to be rockets in your hand. They're going to be right up to the legal limit of spin and the legal limit of power. But these are fun. You can feel the power on them, and you can feel that it's plush when you hit it. So really a unique feel because of the foam core in it. So it feels really good in that regard. And just another Flick. So they've got several different models of the Flicks, all of them having similar metrics that I just gave you. The twist weight on these are in the high 6s. So these are going to be high twist weight, very stable paddles because of the Gen 4 foam construction and the way this core behaves. Really one of the better feeling paddles that I've had in my hands in a long while. So I can't wait till the production versions come out. I'll do a review on those and we'll look at the differences between these illegal ones and those. We're going to move on here. Several different models of the Flick. You can look at those on their website. I don't have all the models there. We're going to talk about the ARMA paddles. These are the new ARMA paddles that came out. They've got a carbon fiber face ones and they've got the metallic ones, the interlaced ones here. Now, these are not, so I don't know if these are just the models that I was sent. These are not very gritty, the metal ones. I found that these did not have as much spin as the carbon fiber ones. Even though the carbon fiber ones are a little bit cheaper on their website, I found that mine, at least, I got more spin and it felt like more pop out of the carbon fiber ones. But the unique thing they're doing in this is it's a Gen 3 on the edge. So we've got the foam core around the edge. It kind of starts right here, goes around all the way down and then ends down in here. But then they've got this dual density core. So what they've got is this shape right here to widen the sweet spot. It goes up, it goes through here, and it comes down. And you can look at the shape here that we're going to put on the channel so you can see the shape here. And what they've done with this dual density core is they actually have cut it out and then they put the two pieces together. Now, there has been a knock on this. There's been some x-rays out there. There's some concerns that there might be core crushing because of this, and there could be longevity problems, but Holbrook has really put a lot of R&D into this, and they swear by their paddles. They have good warranties, so they're not worried about that, but they're saying that these are going to last. But some of the x-rays show that these spots don't line up and there's gaps in between here in the core, but you never know if that's just the demo models and not the production models. A lot of the times these paddle companies, they'll rush them out to get them into our influencers' hands so we can hit them and give some, you know, first impressions and give them input on the paddles that we're touching. But still, you know, foam injected walls on this, definitely following the normal process here. All of these paddles have very good long handles, so you can still get a TUI on these handles, and they have a 4.25 inch circumference on the handles, so they feel really good and really stable. And when you pick up this paddle, you just know it's high quality. You can feel it's stable, you can feel it's sturdy. And when, you know, one of the things they're talking about the core and why they did this is that it's supposed to widen the sweet spot any. I didn't find any that, like, I couldn't tell the difference by hitting it in the center or hitting it out, but when you hit in the center, you hit in the sweet spot, this puppy goes. These guys have a lot of power. They really, I think, are solid paddles for those that are just really wanting powerful paddles that are controllable. I found that I could really put the ball away with them. Overhead's ridiculous, get rid of it. Hands battles, when you get into hands battles with these things, you can really end a point with it. So very good job on these. So I'll give you a look at these. You got the standard shape and you got the elongated. These are all 14 millimeters. So it is going to be a little bit more that, you know, they're 8 ounces, right on 8.1, 8.2 tops. So that's the variance there. So you might need to add some weight to them, but super stable. If you add weight to them, you're just going to add it just to stabilize it a little bit more. Maybe on the shorter version to give it even a little bit more pop. Give it a little bit more ricochet off the face. These paddles here, I think, are really solid. These are really good. So I think if you want a solid paddle and you want to just get something that's going to last, these paddles are a good buy for anybody that's looking for that. And really different versatility in the models. You can look at the metrics on the website. Now, I want to talk about this last paddle here, which you know, I think is one of my favorite paddles now. I just got this from Honolulu Pickleball. This is the J2 NFK, and then there's a J2 NF. This is Honolulu Pickleball's foam core paddle. These paddles, I'll read the metrics on these because I have them right here. They're 8 ounces to 8.3 ounces. Swing weight's going to be 110 to 114, depending on which one you get. The twist weight is 7, right? So without even adding lead tape, 8 ounce to 8.3 ounces. This guy is at 7 with the twist weight. So super stable. Got carbon fiber face. This is the Kevlar one. It has a Kevlar face. I can't get it back from my tester. He loves it. He's playing with the NF on it. And it is a Kevlar face one. I played with this multiple times and just loved this paddle. 16.2 length with a 7.8 inch width. Grip length is 5.5, 4.125 inch paddle circumference, 16 millimeter. It's got the multi-density foam in it, and warranties for 6 months. And really, when I really like Honolulu Pickleball. They were my paddle company of the year. You didn't see a review on that because I wasn't able to get one out. These guys have just kicked out high quality materials. I like the fact that they put John 3:16 on the paddle. They profess their faith, which I think is cool, just to be bold like that. But you can't go wrong with any of the Honolulu Pickleball line. But these in general, these foam cores, these are going to be a great seller. These paddles are awesome. I kept wanting to play with it. I kept putting my hands on it, kept playing with it, and I didn't have to make any modifications. I played it as is, didn't have to make any weight adjustments, and the spin and the drives I could get with this were just dipping at the net. So they're not going to be the highest powerful paddles, so they're going to be up there, maybe mid to mid upper on the power, but the putaways at the kitchen line, very maneuverable at the net. I really enjoyed playing these paddles. I think they're going to be a great one. You can't go wrong with anything in their line, but you definitely can't go wrong with these. These are going to be high spinning, high performing paddles. So that's all the paddles I have for you today. I want to thank the paddle companies for sending us these so we could look at them and give you a review on them. And I want to thank you, those of you that are using our code. That helps us keep the lights on, helps me keep bringing you these types of reviews so you can make informed decisions on your paddle purchases. And if you want to see any of our other reviews for any of the paddles that I didn't mention here, you can look right here.